Hey everyone, welcome to Common Grammar Mistakes Even Smart People Make. I am so excited to dive into today's topic because, honestly, we all make little slips, right?
Indeed, it's fascinating how even those with a strong command of English can sometimes stumble over surprisingly common linguistic errors. Our aim is to offer some clarity.
Exactly. We'll tackle those tricky bits that can really trip you up.
Precisely. Let's jump in and refine those common blunders.
All right, let's dive into our first common mistake that trips up so many people: less versus fewer. This one is a classic.
Indeed, it's a very frequent error. The fundamental rule is quite simple, actually. Fewer is used for countable nouns, things you can count individually, whereas less is for uncountable nouns, things you can't quantify individually.
Exactly. So if you're talking about items, books, people, or even mistakes, those are all things you can count. You should use fewer. For example, you'd say, there were fewer people at the concert this year, not less people.
Precisely. And for less, think of things like water, time, money, or enthusiasm. You wouldn't count one water, two waters in the same way you would one person, two people. So you'd say, I have less time today, or he has less patience than I do.
Oh, that's such a great distinction. A very common mistake I hear is, I have less items in my basket, but you can count items, so it should be fewer items. Once you get the hang of it, it becomes second nature.
Quite. It's about remembering whether the noun is an individual unit that can be numbered. If it can, use fewer. If it's a bulk quantity or an abstract concept, then less is the correct choice.
All right, let's tackle another classic head scratcher that even really smart people get mixed up with: who versus whom.
Indeed, this one often trips people up, but it needn't be complicated. Simply put, who acts as the subject of a sentence or clause, just like he or she. Whom, on the other hand, functions as the object, much like him or her.
And there's a fantastic little trick for this. If you can replace the word with he or she, then who is probably correct. But if you can replace it with him or her, then whom is your word.
Let's try it with an example. If you're asking who is going to the party, you could answer he is going. So who is correct?
Exactly. Or, to whom did you give the book? You'd say, I gave the book to him, so whom it is. It's all about substituting with he, him, or she, her to see which fits.
It truly simplifies the decision, especially in more complex sentence structures. Just always test it out by trying to rephrase the sentence with he, him, or she, her to see which fits naturally.
All right, moving on to another pair that trips up so many people: affect versus effect. Even native speakers struggle with this one sometimes.
Indeed, it's a classic. The key distinction is usually their grammatical role. Affect is almost always a verb, meaning to influence or to produce a change in something.
Exactly. So if something is affecting you, it's having an impact. Like, the rain affected our picnic plans. It changed them, it influenced them. It's an action.
Precisely. Whereas effect is typically a noun, referring to the result or consequence of an action or influence. So you'd say, the rain had an unexpected effect on our picnic plans. The effect was that you couldn't have your picnic.
Oh, that's such a clear way to put it. So, affect is the doing, and effect is the done, or the result.
That's a helpful mnemonic. Consider another example. His lack of sleep will affect his performance. Here, affect is the verb, the influence.
And then, the effect of his lack of sleep was poor performance. There, effect is the noun, the outcome. It's often helpful to think of it this way: if you're talking about something causing a change, use affect. If you're talking about the change itself, use effect. Okay, shifting gears a bit, let's talk about a word that has probably seen more misuse than any other in recent times: literally.
Ah, yes, literally. It's become one of those words that people throw around for emphasis, often in situations where it's the exact opposite of what they mean.
Exactly. You hear people say things like, I'm literally starving, when they're just a little hungry, or my head literally exploded after a long day. But the true meaning of literally is actually, or in a literal sense, not figuratively.
Quite right. If your head literally exploded, you'd be in a rather difficult predicament, wouldn't you? The word is meant to convey that something happened in fact, without exaggeration or metaphor.
So when you say, I literally ran to catch the bus, it means you actually ran. But if you say, I literally died laughing, well, unless you're a ghost, that's not quite accurate.
Indeed, we encourage our listeners to be precise with literally. Reserve it for those moments when you truly mean in fact or without metaphor. It maintains the integrity of the word and makes your communication much clearer. Using it for hyperbole just dilutes its power.
All right, let's move on to something that can really trip people up, and that's double negatives. It's so common, but it can completely reverse the meaning of what you're trying to say, or just make it really confusing.
Indeed, a double negative occurs when two negative words are used in the same clause. For instance, saying, I don't know nothing, actually implies I know something, which is often the opposite of the speaker's original intent.
Exactly. Or she couldn't barely see. That means she could see, right? But the speaker usually means she had a lot of trouble seeing. The rule of thumb here is simple. Stick to a single negative for clear, grammatically correct statements.
Precisely. Instead of I don't want no trouble, one should say I don't want any trouble. Or rather than he ain't got no money, the correct phrasing is he hasn't got any money or he has no money. It keeps your message unambiguous.
Okay, next up, we're tackling something that can really make a sentence sound a bit clunky, and that's the dangling modifier.
Indeed, a dangling modifier is a phrase or clause that doesn't clearly or logically modify the word or phrase it's intended to modify. Essentially, it's left hanging without a clear subject.
Exactly. It creates confusion because the reader isn't sure who or what the modifier is describing. A classic example is, having finished the assignment, the TV was turned on.
Now, logically, the TV didn't finish the assignment, the person did. So the phrase having finished the assignment is dangling. A better way to say it would be having finished the assignment, I turned on the TV. That clarifies who performed the action.
Or another one. After buying a new car, my old bicycle was sold. It sounds like the bicycle bought the new car. The fix is simple. After buying a new car, I sold my old bicycle. It's all about making sure the modifier has a clear and logical subject right next to it. Now, let's tackle subject-verb agreement traps, especially with collective nouns or inverted sentences. They're real head-scratchers.
Indeed, with collective nouns like team or family, if they act as one unit, the verb is singular, the team is winning. If individuals are emphasized, it's plural, the team are arguing.
And for inverted sentences, where the subject follows the verb, think there are many options. The verb are matches options, not there, even though there comes first.
Precisely. The key is always to locate the true subject of the sentence, regardless of its position. That's how you ensure your verb agrees correctly in number.
Always find that subject first. Solid advice. Wow, we've covered a lot today. Just to quickly recap for everyone, we talked about distinguishing between less and fewer for uncountable and countable nouns, navigating who versus whom as subject and object pronouns, and clarifying affect as a verb and effect as a noun.
Indeed. We also delved into the precise use of literally, highlighted the importance of avoiding double negatives for clarity, learned how to spot and fix those tricky dangling modifiers, and discussed some common traps in subject-verb agreement. It's quite a comprehensive list.
Absolutely. And the key is practice. Try to catch these in your own writing and speaking, and you'll improve really quickly. Thank you so much for tuning in to Common Grammar Mistakes Even Smart People Make.
Yes, thank you for joining us. We hope you found this episode helpful in refining your English. Until next time, goodbye.
Bye, everyone.